This open meeting of the Town of Auburn is being conducted remotely, partially, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, which suspends the requirement of open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, during the current state of emergency, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely as long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will allow for public comment under agenda items that will locate in the proceedings. For the public to join the meeting remotely or by telephone, dial in, and the access code. Do you have the access code?
Yes. The phone number is 312-757-3121. With the access code of 133-747-477.
Thank you. Or the public can join via computer with a meeting link. The remote access information has been posted on the agenda on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. The governor's order, along with all supporting materials that have been provided to members of this body, are available on the town's website. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda. As a preliminary matter, this is Dominique Cairns, chair of the committee. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipating on the meeting agenda are present and can hear me. I see Scott Wren. Can you hear me? Hi. Stephen Chambers is not present. Nathan Rand, are you present?
I'm present.
And Mark Binall?
Yeah, I'm here.
All righty. Hi, everyone. This meeting will please come to order. Should we begin by reviewing the minutes from December 2nd? I had just the chance to peek at them. I didn't look at them with a discerning eye, but we can go ahead and vote on them.
Same here, Dominique. I didn't see. I did a quick glance through. I didn't see any issues though.
If I understand correctly, we're still missing 3 sets of meeting minutes from November 2nd, March 1st, and June 7th. Is that right, Adam?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought I had sent you November 2nd.
Yeah.
I think in the past, I think we actually voted on November 2nd.
I'll double check on it.
Okay. Thanks, Nathan. Should we make any corrections or additions to the minutes?
No edits on my end.
Just opening one second. The May 3rd meeting minutes, when Ken was present. Ken Smith, the water superintendent. I would just like it to be on record that he did not bring up any of the water quality issues that came in a letter from the town of Auburn. That wasn't noted. Of course, we can't anticipate at the meeting, but I did ask him quite clearly if there were any water issues foreseen by the water district, and he did not respond to that very clearly in regard to the arsenic problem. So as a concerned resident, that was a little disturbing to me that it wasn't noted in the meeting minutes, nor did he bring it up. So that's not on you, Nathan. That's it was not mentioned.
Also, there's two N's in my last name.
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
I don't know if anyone wants to comment.
If you want to approve them with those edits, we can make the edits tomorrow.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as amended for November 2nd, January 11th. Do we actually? I don't think we have all of them. November 2nd. We want to take
December
separate
7th.
motions. December 7th and May 3rd.
I think it was, the ones I submitted were November, January, and May.
Yeah.
And December 7th. Right.
I think we had already approved that one.
Okay.
I'd like a motion to approve the minutes for November 2nd, January 11th, and May 3rd.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Uh,
All right. Okay, so we'll approve the minutes with those minor revisions. And then next on the agenda, if I have it right in front of me somewhere. Adam had sent us a bunch of documentation. Thank you, Adam. New business. So we had, I think, chapter 3 to look at, as well as the introduction and the summary and the community vision. Any corrections or additions that any of you would like to note?
My language is perfect. That's great. I don't have to edit anything. I can just add, Dominic, those chapters 1 through 5, they're obviously not final chapters. They'll be, they're merging them together, editing and kind of formatting. And there's also chapters 6, 7, and 8 remaining, which I haven't finished going through yet. Those are the goals, the action items, and the needs chapter. So they're very similar in some regards, but that's a lot of what we talked about over the past year, but those will be forthcoming for the next meeting.
Yeah, a lot of what you provided was based upon the 2014 information and didn't really relate to much of what we've discussed. So that must have been kind of boring for you to review, Adam. I'm sorry.
A lot of the material, the environmental inventory, the geology, obviously that's not changing. The soil is what the soil is. So I've just kind of updated it with new information. Yeah, a lot of it, I guess, was kind of repetitive, but hopefully there's enough new information, at least so far, that will carry forward.
One thing that I thought was kind of interesting was, and I don't know if this is relevant or interesting to add, but the housing market and the desirability of Auburn has changed substantially within the past 2 years as far as real estate is concerned. And that's not necessarily reflected in the population changes because there's high turnover, but the desirability of this particular part of Massachusetts has become, I think, an anomaly. I think it's one of the most desirable places to live in Massachusetts right now as far as real estate is concerned, if you look at it that way. But I don't know if that's something that we can even put in a town document.
Yeah, I'd have to try to document the facts somehow. We think anecdotally, we all know what the housing market has been the past couple of years in Boston. People tend to be moving out this way. Auburn is, of course, one of those towns. There's a lot of building going on in Auburn and the surrounding towns. The census data, of course, didn't capture that data from 2019 is the most up to date that they have.
Mm-hmm.
But we can try to work in something from the language in.
Plus all the roads too. It's a big thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Apart from really minor issues, Adam, I saw no problems. I'm sure we'll trail over this. I mean, there were some formatting problems, but I presume punctuation and paragraph spacing, so on and so forth, is something that someone will be reviewing, or will you go over that? Do you care to receive any notes about that?
Punctuation, please send it my way. I may have missed it, or maybe, the words the letters got transposed and spell check didn't pick them up. If you spot those, send them my way. I may just gloss over it as I reread them. That happens.
Okay.
The formatting, the paragraph spacing and such, I wasn't worried about that because I'm going to be merging all the chapters, so the space will be changing. Plus, I'll be inserting maps at some point, possibly some other tables, so the spacing is going to be changing.
Okay.
But typos, definitely send me anything with regards to spelling, or if you think my facts are off. I know I lost some highlighted text there. That's more to remind me to make sure I stick maps or I change how the maps are numbered. That is going to be forthcoming probably in the next couple of weeks.
Do you have all the appendixes compiled?
Pretty much, yes.
Sorry. Okay.
I think I have 4 or 5 appendix set up. I don't have exactly what there are in front of me. I know one of them is the disability, the ADA transition plan. That's going to be one appendix. There's a listing of all the environmental conservation land that the assessor's office put together. That's going to be an appendix. It's like 15 pages. I'm not going to stick that in there with the narrative. That doesn't make sense to have as a narrative. Some other, I'm also drawing a blank right now. But there's 4 or 5 appendix chapters.
Okay.
And there'll be a table of contents. I'm going to try to make the table of contents clickable so you can kind of jump to a section if you can.
That would be great. A lot more easy to go through.
Yeah, it's a little time consuming, but it should be done.
One thing, because I was really reading this carefully only in the beginning, and then I was starting to skim through it towards the end of it. The description of some of the land uses under the statement of purpose, I thought was not confusing, but I wanted to go over that with you, Adam. Can we turn to the statement of purpose under the introduction page?
Okay. Yeah, true.
All right, so under the statement of purpose, and this is just a quick note, I don't know if you intend to have a new paragraph where it begins, the town of Auburn owns.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm looking at. The town of Auburn owns a large amount of land, approximately 10% of the total acreage of the town. However, not all of it is available or even suitable for public use. You mentioned the passive recreation is allowed at the old landfill site, so the town does not actively encourage such use. Currently, we do not utilize Rotary Beach. And then you mentioned town property off Barnes Street. I think there were two other properties that we had mentioned highlighting. But I don't know if that's something that you intended to put into the statement of purpose or elsewhere.
It can be put in here since we're kind of listing some of the properties here. Do you recall which properties they were?
I came across it and then I couldn't find my notes on which ones. If I recall, the one when we were discussing the rail trail, there was one behind. You knew of it. It was over by West Street, Adam, for a possible bike path.
Yeah, the only problem that I think I may not have included that because that's not town property.
Oh, because it's a water district?
Yeah, water district has one of them, and Mass Electric has another stretch.
Okay. Do I recall Ken Smith authorizing or not authorizing, he doesn't have the right to do that, but voicing that it might be possible to work with the town to have that be used for public recreation, or did I misunderstand?
I know he said that the town had prior to a few months ago mentioned it to him. I think they would be open to at least discussing it. There'd have to be some kind of legal agreement to utilize it, but I think they'd be open to at least a conversation. Going to try to get some kind of help from an outside consultant in some way to help us with all that feasibility and such.
Because in reading the statement of purpose, just at first glance, you get the impression that we have a couple of places where we could put walking trails, but not much else. And I don't think that's intended in the statement of purpose. Do you follow what I'm saying? That the statement of purpose should be a little more encouraging rather than minimize. It's almost too specific because I suppose we don't have to include Rotary Beach or any particular parcels of land as of yet.
Yeah, I can strike that or reword it certainly.
Yeah, just maybe carve out the exceptions that those few sites are limited, but not our other ones.
Okay.
How much approval would that be to make into walking trails over there?
How much has to be done?
Yeah, a lot.
I'm not really sure. I think it would kind of depend on how we would improve it. If it would stay dirt, or if we try to have a paved or gravel pathway. I think it would kind of depend on the situation there. Something would need to be engineered certainly. I think it's not really clear, but it's not really going over. I don't think.
Okay.
It would be fairly substantial to get it up and running. I think there are, at least when this plan is done, I think it's possible there's the funding to help out with that.
Any other amendments, comments? on these chapters?
There's nothing we need to vote on at this time.
I don't think there's really a need to vote on anything at this point. It's like this is just draft form, so that's up to the committee.
Any specific, Adam? We can all look over it for punctuation and content, fact checking. We can each take a task and sort of divide it that way. That way we're not all doing the same thing, or maybe we want all eyes looking at the same things. What do you think?
However you want to do it. I definitely don't want the topography section because I don't know how to fact check all of the soil samples. And
Do you want us to cross-check with the 2014 documentation that you sent us previously and see if it carried over correctly, or if you made any changes?
I mean, the topography, I don't want to say it's cut and paste, but I didn't really change any data. But all I did on that section is just kind of clean up the language to make a little more sense.
Yeah.
At least it made more sense to me anyways.
I'll take a look over the entirety for any punctuation and stuff and just kind of shoot Adam emails offline on it.
Thanks, Scott. I'll look at punctuation since I started that way, at least, the teacher and me. And I'll try to cross-check it with the 2014 plan to see if there was anything missing. If potentially you may have highlighted something but overlooked some section. I didn't notice anything at first glance. I mean, I gave it a good solid look in the beginning, and then I sort of gave up hope going over it with a fine comb.
There's a lot of material.
Some of it's interesting,
Yeah.
though. Okay. Any other items on the agenda that need discussion?
I don't really have anything under, town plan update. It's the summer, you don't have a whole lot of new projects going on right now. This is the big one for me right now. So while we can discuss the September meeting, normally we would meet the first Monday, that is Labor Day, so I will not be in the office that day. We can reschedule it to the following Monday. I know that's Board of Selectmen, but we're meeting earlier, Scott, if you want to do back-to-back meetings.
What date?
Potential.
Yeah, that's fine. I can do back-to-back.
I'm sorry, the
So that would
sound
be the
cut off.
13th?
What date is the next meeting?
So, yeah, it would be September 13th. September 6th is Labor Day. So the following Monday at 5:30, I think would work.
May I ask, because I haven't yet looked at the video, how did the last town meeting go online? If that's what we called it. It was a special meeting. It was in June. I missed it.
I think we had one participant.
Did a lot of people call in?
No, just one.
One. Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And Tom Andrews. Tom Andrews here too. Well, she was called in.
It was
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little discouraging. I mean, the town manager called in and one member of the public, I think it was Todd Crane.
Yes.
He's from the planning board. He called in, and that was it. Yeah, it's a little disappointing, but not much you can do about it.
Was there a complaint of some kind?
No,
No.
Oh,
just would have been nice to have feedback. Or more
It's hard in the-
than what we.
virtual space makes it very difficult.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be disheartened, though. That doesn't change the fact that, we got to get this work done, which helps for grants in the future. So, even if
Yeah.
there's a lack of public participation.
It wasn't for the lack of trying.
Well, we do what we can.
Okay. Well, it sounds like we have our next meeting scheduled for Monday, September 13th at 5:30. I motion to, or actually,
Wait a minute.
I can't make the motion. I move that we adjourn.
Hold
Wait
on.
a second.
Hold on, Dominic.
Oh,
I was wondering, do people know if there's a boat ramp off of South Streat that goes to Daddy Pond? Do people know? Did the residents know about that?
I'm not sure how well that's, generally known. We know about it, but I don't know what kind of usage it gets or what kind of shape the pond is even. So,
Yeah.
I haven't fished back there, so I can't say.
is that
It's
the one and only boat ramp, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I believe, let me look on the town website. I believe it is on the DPW site, the
I think
Parks
so.
and Rec site.
I think it's there.
Not that. Yeah, it is on the town's website.
Okay.
I think because it's labeled Eddie Pond boat ramp, sometimes people scroll just visually and they just look for boat ramp and they miss it because of its label. But that's not the fault of the label. It's poor reading habits. If people are used to even checking online for anything, I don't know.
I'm not sure if there's any signage down that way or not. I won't even guess if there is or not. I haven't been down there in a while.
Let me,
I remember seeing one, I think last year, and it just looks like one of the mass conservation recreation signs, and it has the picture of a boat ramp. I don't know if it has any labeling of Eddie Pond boat ramp, but it was made clear. I remember taking my dog there, checking it out for the first time. I came to find that it was really a boat ramp, but there was some kind of signage. I don't remember the quality or the condition.
Yeah, I'm really not sure the condition of the boat ramp itself either.
Right.
I believe that pond is pretty choked with weeds.
yeah.
Okay, should I make a motion to adjourn? Or should we cover any additional business? I make a
I'll
motion.
make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right,
Everyone, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for your input. I'll enjoy the rest of your summer.
Thank you.